Welcome to Barcelona, everybody. The Catalan Grand Prix we thought was going to set up a match point for Marc Marquez in Misano next weekend. That has not happened. Marc Marquez will have to wait until at least Japan to wrap up the World Championship. And the reason for that is younger brother Alex. After all the pain of yesterday when Alex Marquez gave way, it looked a certain sprint win, Alex Marquez got even today.
Yeah, he really did, denying Marc his sweet 16, a 16th straight victory. But I think Marc, if anybody was to break that streak, he will be happy that Alex was to do it, and to do it in that way as well, because he didn't have it all his own way. We knew with the temperatures soaring, it was going to be so important to try and get the whole shot, which Alex didn't do. But he stayed calm, he got into his rhythm, he picked his moment to go past Marc and then controlled it from there. But you have to say, he had nerves of steel, because that gap for 80%, probably 90% of the race was plus 0.2, plus 0.3. His team weren't even giving him the gap. He will have just known that Marc was glued to his rear tyre with that mistake of yesterday. No doubt in the back of his mind, he referenced it in Parc Ferme, that he was thinking about it in those closing stages. And to overcome all of that, and to overcome what happened yesterday, brilliant performance from Alex Marquez, and you have to say a result that he desperately needed as well, because after a brilliant start to the season, he just lost his way ever so slightly. But wow, as he bounced back in style this weekend to really, I think now, fully cement himself as having claimed second in the World Championship.
Yeah, even with Pecco Bagnaia enjoying a pretty spirited recovery today, coming all the way back from 21st on the grid to 7th, Alex Marquez has really grabbed control of second in the championship. Let's hear from his brother who finished second today, Marc Marquez, with Matt Burt.
Marc, good things always come to an end. You said this weekend you felt like Alex had the potential to be the stronger of the Marquez brothers. That's exactly how it turned out. You pushed him so hard, you fought so hard. Second place here in Catalunya. What are your overwhelming emotions right now?
Yeah, I already expect on Thursday that Alex will be the rider to beat. I mean, he's second in the championship, he's riding in a very good way, and especially here in Catalunya. He won in Moto3, he won 2 times in Moto2, and now he won in MotoGP. So yeah, I try everything. I was in the limit last laps, but when remaining 5 laps more or less, I did a mistake on that turn 7, another mistake in turn 10, and I give up. It's true that that Alex today was faster than us, even yesterday, but he crashed. But happy because in a circuit where we struggle a bit more than usual, we were close to the top guy.
Nobody knows him better than you. Where was he stronger this weekend?
He is super strong in my weak points. That is that. Long right corners, especially turn 3, turn 13, 14, last 2 corners, turn 9. He was riding in a super good way, smooth. The bike wasn't moving. I was behind him, same speed, but fighting against the bike. And what happened is something related about your riding style, not about the bike, because in the end we have the same bike. So he's riding better on that point. I was trying to compensate on the left corners, but were just 3 corners on left side that I was able to recover some gap.
You two guys have had so many special moments over the last couple of years, sharing so many podiums together, but I don't know, I just get the feeling that today was something extra special. It's in Barcelona, it's in Catalunya. We saw how the two of you were celebrating on that cool-down lap. I mean, that must be right up there with one of the better moments you've had together, Marc.
Yeah, you know, home GP, we are living 100 kilometers from here. First and second. In Aragon, that was the other home GP. We did first, second in opposite way, but yeah, I say in Jerez, I was sad to don't be in the podium with him. He deserves. He's working super hard, and today we try the best. But yeah, amazing feeling for the family and all our friends.
And just finally, Mike, you always told us this weekend there's been so much talk about, oh, will he be able to get the first match point in Misano? You kept telling us you hope it wasn't Misano because it would mean that Alex would come here and have a bad weekend. So I guess part of you is actually quite happy and quite relieved that you have to wait maybe a little bit longer until Japan.
Yeah, I mean, still 7 races to go. So in the end, my target is try to keep the same mentality. Don't exaggerate. Try to control my limits. Try to control the bike. Try to control all the points. Today it's true that maybe I was able to do all in, but it's not time to do it. I mean, it's time to keep going, keep the same concentration, and yeah, I was happy because I said to you on Thursday, will be the day that I need to accept that somebody's faster than me, and little brother was faster than me this weekend.
It makes that a little bit easier to accept when it is your little brother that does it. Yeah?
Yeah, it was a bit easier. I mean, when you are there on the bike, I try everything. It's true that on lap 3-4, I was able to overtake him on the straight, but just I roll gas, I close the gas because the target was try to open the gap with the third guy, and I know that he was. He has a better rhythm. He was faster, and just I was using his slipstream to open a gap with the other guys.
Mark, another great day for you and Alex. Well done, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, great day for Marc Marquez, but an even better day for Alex Marquez, and Gresini team manager Michele Massini joins us now. Many congratulations, Michele. I guess the first thing to say to you is, or to ask you is, what did you say to Alex Marquez after the disappointment of yesterday to allow him to make that big difference today?
Yeah, this victory means more than 25 points, not just because he on his home GP, but after yesterday was really difficult to pass the message to Alex that you have to think about the fall of the sprint in 5 minutes, then forget and start to make focus again on his strongest weekend for the race of today. I think that he switched immediately because also this morning on the warm-up was very fast, the pace was there again, and this is the crucial to find again the feeling immediately, to don't think about to the bad result of yesterday for the race of today, and he managed in the unbelievable way the races.
Just how important is today's result? Because I remember last speaking to you on the show in Assen, where we were getting an update after the crash, and since then he's struggled to find his rhythm. He's had good weekends, bad weekends, good days, bad days, but this feels like a day where everything has come together and you can really kick on for the last part of the season.
It's really important, this win, because after a really strong start of the season, we made just a little bit drop in the result, not just for the injury, because when he came back straight after in Saxony, he made a great weekend, but later we have a few circumstances like penalties that made us to make not a bad results, at least I have to be honest, and so come back here with the pole position, with a bad result but the faster on track in the sprint, and win today means a lot to think about better and more for the end of the season, and try to defend the second position at least, and always try to win races against Marc.
What can you say about Alex's mental toughness today? To have to have Marc behind him, 0.2 of a second every lap, with the pace as strong as I think we've seen all year. I mean, the pair of them were a second a lap quicker than everybody else in those closing stages, but to not make a single mistake.
Yes. The key is that one, to keep focus every single turn of the race he made, and I know that on the time board, when you see that Marc is always straight behind you, it's not easy to manage the race, because as I said, Marc is always had something in the pocket, and so we just wait for that. But later, when we see that he made a little mistake on the turn 10 and we take 0.6 from him, then we start to maybe slow down a bit, I mean, and we keep focus until the checkered flag, and so he made a perfect managing of the race.
What do you think this can do for Alex long term? So, of course, a victory already this season in Jerez, but of course that was a victory which Marc Marquez crashed in. There was no ifs or buts about this today. He beat Marc fair and square. Can this elevate Alex's level even more now?
Yeah, for me, yes, because could be more stronger than before with the mentality, because this helps a lot also for the mentality, for his mentality shape from here until the end of the season. So I think that today really deserve this, and we have to bring this on the next GPs.
Home Grand Prix coming up next. We will see you in Misano in a week's time. Many congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So we passed from his home GP to our home GP. So, but in the end, every GP is crucial, is really important. So we just keep concentrated on that.
Got to enjoy the celebrations. Many congratulations, Michele Massini from Gresini. Let's hear from a former Gresini rider, Enea Bastianini, third today. He's speaking to Matt.
Yeah, third place here in Barcelona after what's been a real up and down start to his KTM career. I think it's fair to say that the beast is coming back in there. Congratulations, that was a real strong ride for you here today. How does it feel to finally get that first Grand Prix podium for KTM and Tech 3?
Yeah, feeling good. I think, well, the podium was on the air, but from some bad luck, some mistake during the last period, nothing. For today, I was positive to do it. I was confident, especially at the start, when I tried to manage the tire, and I saw the chance of the podium, and nothing. In the middle of the race, I tried to do something more to catch the other two, but for today it was impossible. Alex was with other pace, Mark also. But, well, first podium of the year, first podium with Tech 3, and it's fantastic.
When you got into third place after a good early fight with Pedro, you were quickly catching Alex and Mark. Was there a point that you thought still might have a chance of winning this one?
I think a bit also about the victory, but to be realistic, I pushed too much during that moment, and probably at the end my tire was not able to do something more, and I have lost that. I bring some gap at the end, but well, nice job, and next time we try to do the same or something more.
Just talk us through that overtake as well on Pedro into the first corner, because it was absolutely fantastic. It was awesome to watch. We saw with Alex and Mark congratulating you, saying what a brilliant move it was. How did you do it? Because that rear tyre was about a foot in the air.
Yeah, Pedro's brake is fantastic, and it's very tough to brake much harder compared to him. But I try to do all my best. For a moment I have lost the contact from the rear after I slide, but well, with that bike I can play a lot on braking, and well, I'm enjoying.
And just finally, it's been a very big weekend for Tech 3. Of course, Gunther Steiner from Formula 1 is taking over the team next year. Are you going to ask him to come to Misano now?
Oh, of course, of course. I think he needs to come. He needs to come because, well, in Brno there was the new CEO of KTM, and we have made the podium on the sprint. Today, the new boss of Tech 3, and well, I hope to see some news also in Misano.
And of course, perfect timing. Your first podium going into your home race next week in Misano gives you a lot of confidence.
Yeah, Misano is my home GP, but it's the home GP of many Italian riders. But I think I can be ready to do also a great result. I like a lot the track. Last year I won, but this is a different year. Let's see.
Great to see you fighting back at the front of the Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good point he makes there. Misano next for Enea Bastianini, arguably his best track on the calendar off the back of a podium here. By far and away the top KTM today. We'll perhaps explain why Pedro Costa fell so far behind him in just a moment. But if we think back to Sepang, we were in pre-season testing, and the hold Enea Bastianini was in there, how far he's come in 2/3 of a season.
Yeah, a lot has to be said. The way in which Enea has approached the last 3 months, he's really had to dig deep mentally to get himself out of the hole, to remind himself that he does have the ability to fight with the very best in MotoGP, and a lot has to be said for the improvements that KTM have done. They have worked tirelessly to get him comfortable on the bike, and as soon as Enea, we know just how precise of a rider he is. One of those riders where confidence is everything. He can't ride around a problem, but when everything is right, he will go out there and put together performances like that. They had to work for pretty much half a season to get him comfortable, and now they're reaping the rewards of that.
Of course, a good news weekend, as you heard there, for Tech 3. Of course, Gunther Steiner was here, and perhaps a bit of a lucky charm, although charm wasn't the word that Hervé Poncharal used, but he spoke to Jack after the race.
Lucky so-and-so, let's say.
Lucky so-and-so. In terms of a KTM collective, of course, they were, what, 4th, 5th, 6th in the sprint yesterday. Brad Binder crashing out of the Grand Prix today. And Pedro Costa took the big gamble, didn't he? I guess it wasn't seen as a gamble from their point of view to go for the soft rear tyre, but never really looked like paying off.
Yeah, I mean, it was a gamble when you're the only rider on the grid not to opt for the same tyre combination that everybody else is going for. Then it's a huge risk, and it didn't pay off. And you have to ask the question why they went with that. You know, Pedro might have been adamant, and he did do the vast majority of their work on that soft rear tyre, but he didn't have the pace yesterday. That was a bit of a frustration, because I think we all thought he was going to be right in the fight for the podium, and in the end he was never really involved in that. And again today, to come away from this weekend without a podium, I think there'll be real frustration. And again, it's another weekend for Pedro where the performance levels are there, the potential is there, but they're just making the team at the moment little mistakes in key moments, whether it was Pedro's crash in qualifying in Hungary, the big mistake that he made in qualifying in Austria. Again, the tyre choice here. They're yet to put together a perfect weekend. When they do, the result will come and they'll be able to get that back-to-back, that double podium and potentially challenge for the win. But right now, they're making those small mistakes in key moments and it's costing them.
Yeah, clear progress being made though. It's consecutive Grand Prix now, of course, where KTM were clearly the second best manufacturer behind Ducati, so certainly steps being taken in the right direction. There was a big battle for fifth going on behind all of that. In the end, it was won on the final lap by Fabio Quartararo. Of course, more to say about his sprint, I guess, yesterday than there was about his fifth place today, but some green shoots of recovery for Yamaha at a circuit we expected them to struggle at.
Yeah, they needed a big weekend. Hungary and Austria were a disaster, and they've had a big weekend. I mean, his performance yesterday in the sprint, the performance of the weekend, full stop. Unbelievable for him to finish behind Mark in that, just showing the quality that Fabio is. And big shout out as well, only 6 tenths behind Ayagura. He's been working slowly, getting back to his level since that injury in Silverstone. That's a fantastic result for him. Another brilliant ride by the rookie.
Well, your votes as the rider of the race went to one man. It was the man who took maximum points today. Your Catalan Grand Prix winner, Alex Marquez, is with Matt.
Alex Marquez, we can say once again, just like in Jerez at the start of the year, you are victorious here in Spain in front of your home crowd at the Catalunya circuit. Alex, that feels like a real roller coaster weekend. Pole position with an all-time lap record yesterday. So close to the sprint win before there was a late crash, but I think that was the perfect way to bounce back today. You must be so happy.
Yeah, I'm so happy. But still the mistake from yesterday is painful. It still is there inside me, but yeah, was the best way to forget that, you know. That is true that we did that mistake that cost to us a lot of points, but it's the best way and was the best advice to not make the mistake today, you know. So I was really concentrated on the lines. I think I did no mistakes today, just all the laps on the lines, and you know, just trying to manage in the best way the tires, and then 8, 9 to the end, more or less, or 7 to the end. I say, okay, Alex, if you have something more, just try to show it. You know, you need now because Mark was 0-2 from me. So I just tried my best in that moment. I was able to make again 40.2. So yeah, so happy. Jerez was really special, but this one with Mark on track even more, no? So it's not easy to control Mark 24 laps behind you, just 04, 05, 06 there behind you, but we did really in the good way. And I'm super happy for that.
We'll talk about the celebration a little bit later on as well, but you just mentioned that you felt like you had a little bit more in the pocket, which is never easy when you're fighting against Mark. Where did you feel that you could take that next step? Where do you think you had the advantage maybe?
Here was the T4. I mean, the last 3 right corners I was flying, and I don't like to say that, but I was flying in that corner. I saw it on the data already on the quali. I saw with my speed there, and I say, okay, you are fast. You need to control the limit. But yeah, in that sector, I was feeling really good. I was feeling the feeling with the bike was amazing, and just, you know, the speed corner was so high. So that is where I did the difference. But also making points this weekend, I was super strong, super fast. So yeah, happy. And yeah, I want to, you know, we have one race next week that will be so important also for the team, because it's home GP for them. But I want to enjoy first of all today, eat a good pizza with pineapple, and then go to them.
Pizza with pineapple. I'm not sure we're going to let you get away with that one, Alex, but there must have been so many emotions at the checkered flag, of course, winning here in Barcelona, your home crowd. Talk us through the initial celebration at turn 10, because we loved it when you were rolling through the gravel trap.
Yeah.
I guess you always felt that you were going to do that, but just talk us through that.
I don't know the name in English. In Spanish it's making the croqueta, so I just try to make the roll there a little bit. So yeah, I mean, before the race, I think I thought already that I say, okay, if I win, I need to make that. And then when I was there, I did the roll, and then the 2 peinetas, you know, like fuck off.
The middle fingers.
Yeah, the middle finger, both double. Because yesterday was so painful that crash, but yeah, was like this, and was a nice celebration also in front of our grandstands.
Yeah, and just finally, those celebrations with your brother Mark, as you said, you didn't get to do that last time out in Jerez when you won, and you said that this probably feels even more special than Jerez. So what was that like when you celebrated with Mark once again?
Yeah, I mean, Jerez was really nice for the atmosphere, but I miss Mark there, you know. So today, in front of all our family, you know, here really close to Cervera, and to be two brothers fighting for the victory in MotoGP until last lap is something that if you stop to think about, it's crazy. I mean, it's not normal. It's something that we never see it. So it's super special. We came back in our high level that we have this year, and now we need to try to keep longer this level.
Alex, congratulations.
Thank you.
Enjoy the Prosecco and also enjoy the pineapple pizza.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Alex.
Someone enjoys pineapple on a pizza. Can't say that's particularly my choice. A bit of a controversial one from Alex Marquez, not to take the shine away from an incredible victory. Final thoughts then before we go. Misano coming up next weekend, and Marc Marquez heads there on the back of a very, very rare defeat. But I guess he'll be thinking bigger picture and the championship, which even if it might not come next weekend, he's still looking in such a strong position.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to roll on to Japan, but I think it's the inevitable that he's going to wrap up the World Championship probably in Japan, potentially in Indonesia. But I have to say, Misano looks an interesting one. Alex has been strong there before. Mark has been strong there before. You've got Pecco on home turf, Bez on home turf, a firing and Ea Bastianini. There's a few contenders, and I think we could be in for another belting weekend.
Well, we'll reconvene in just 4 days' time, Thursday at the Misano World Circuit, Marco Simoncelli, as we gear up for the San Marino Grand Prix, where the World Championship will not be decided. Today was another Marquez victory day, but today was Alex's day. Press conference is next.